Sing it for Steve now. I've been around the world a couple of times, or maybe more. Seen the sights, I've had delights on every foreign shore. But when my mates all ask me the place that I adore, I tell them right away. What do we tell them? Give me a home among the gum trees, with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tulip, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Today's jobs around the farm are a piece of piss. We got up at Sparrow's Fart, ready for a good day, and we were tucking into a beaut piece of pav that the missus made for us last night. Well, that was until she came out on the veranda and gave me a right ear bashing. She reckons I must have been having a Lindover, eating pav for breakfast. I didn't see a problem. Here I was just looking to have some grub and a brew before I headed out to muster. You know, I was at the pub the other day. I met this bloke. He had some weird name, like Eustace or Ismus or I don't know. And he was having a yarn to some lads about wandering his keep and do a bit of hard yakka around the area. He's looking a bit tired, a bit rough around the edges. But he looked fit as a mallee bull. He had legs like tree stumps and arms like a boa constrictor. So I told him to drop in on the farm sometime, preferably in the arvo. I wasn't sure if it was a pom or a yank or even one of them, what do they call them? Canadians? He had one of them weird accents, but anyway, he seemed happy at the offer. Who knows? Maybe I should have told the ball and chain that we may have a new jackaroo to feed and put a roof over the head. Guessing she'll have a whinge about that later too, I bet. Well, Cobber, it's time I put down the brew mug and head off out to the fields and get stuck into all the work we've got to do before the missus comes out and grabs me again. Hooroo. G'day and welcome back to Duckzorly Gaming and our episode 2 on our Let's Play on Broad Acres, a wonderful Australian ×16 size map. And we're in the next game day. It's 5:45 in the morning, and yeah, we're just going to continue on our tour and our explanation of how some of the things work around the farm, around the map, and go on from there. So what we need to do is we just need to head over here. There's a couple of areas over here that we need to just go through. We've covered most of this in the first episode, but we didn't cover a couple of aspects which we'll just quickly go through now. So we'll head over there, and then once I get there we'll come back to the commentary. Okay, so here we are at the service station. Now, as I did cover very briefly, we have multiple service stations. We have a BP, we have a Shell, and all that sort of stuff. So they are around the map, mainly in the town. But you can bring your you can sell your fuel here with the tolled fuel tanker. Okay, so just in here you can sell your fuel, and that's how you make some money from there. Alright, so we'll just head over here to a place where I think most are probably used to seeing this sign. So this is obviously KFC, and you have a McDonald's. Now the detail in these is fantastic because you can actually go inside the KFC and have a bit of a look around, which we're not going to do at this point in time, but you can do it, and you can see in there the details all in there. So at KFC, around the side here, we can sell our eggs. That's our egg sell point there. And around this side here, which I've already gone past, in here we can sell potato, bread and wheat flour. Obviously they're all products that they're going to use to make the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Alright, so over on the other side of this area of the town, we have McDonald's. So up in this laneway here, up in this area here, we can sell bread, meat, sausage, tomato, lettuce, cheese, carrot, onion, egg, potato, grape and sugar. So another sell point, area to make your money in the town area. So just be aware of those. There's lots of things to remember in relation to pardon me, the selling, but you'll get there. You'll get there, and we'll get there eventually. All right, I'm just going to take stock of where we are and work out where we're going to go next. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we need to go over and do the main area, where the slow saw and all that is. And I've just been fined. Look at that, 10 kilometres over the limit. Oh well. Yes, we'll head over here to where the forestry is, and we'll check that out quickly. So down here to our right, when you start the game, I'm assuming on all difficulties you'll start the game, we have, even though it's not an actual field laid out or anything else, we have a poplar plantation. So this is there to be harvested, obviously. So that's there, and then obviously here we have our forestry. So there's a big amount of trees there to harvest, and then you could replant to your heart's content as well. So in here, this is the slow saw, our main forestry area, as I get airborne coming in over there. So we're just going to have a bit of a look around, and I'll see if I can orientate myself to work out what's where. So I believe this crane over here should be to input our sale of wood. So put our wood in here and we sell it. And I could be wrong, so if I am wrong, please feel free to correct me. It's not a problem. I'm not that precious. Now around through here, okay. So in here, this is the machine where we create our wood and that. So in this bunker here, we can input straw, wool, or wood chips. And then from here, on the output of the big blue conveyor, we'll have the pack boards, which can be sent into town to make the pallets. And then on the other side, where the ramp is, that's where you get an output of single boards, apparently, through there. Now, I've not done much forestry at all on any map, so this will be a learning experience for me in doing this map entirely, I can assure you. What else have we got? We've got it's around this side. Yes, that one there, I think. Yeah, up in here, that's where we can put our wood. So we put our wood up in there, and that goes in the system here to I think that gives us the wood chips, and then also the pallet boards. Over here is our wood chipper, so we put in wood in here, and they'll output wood chips. This is obviously for our train. This is, I believe, I'm just going to check to make sure, but this should be where we input wood chips, and we get an output of, for either a trailer or the train, the wood chips. This is basically a temporary storage for wood chips, so you can offload with the truck and trailer and then load them into the train, or oh sorry, no, this is output of train wood chips only. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So that's basically the rough end of the wood. I mean, we'll spend some time up here and we'll work out exactly how it all works. So as you can see, very large, lots of forestry and all that sort of stuff. What we're going to do now is we're going to head down the sides of the map. So we've got to go down the side down here. We're going to go down and check out the animals. So check out the piggery, the sheep, and the cow area. We're going to check out the BGA. Go down and check out where the chickens are. Then we'll head over and check the vineyard, and we'll check out all our grapes and our production there. And then what we'll do is we'll then check out the 3 main storage areas, and that will be it for our basic tour and introduction. And then we can get into starting to play. So one of the first things we'll probably do is this field up here. We might end up purchasing this one just to give us another starter field, and and then get underway, and we might harvest this one up straight away. Alright, well I'm going to do a bit of fast forwarding because it's a long drive, but you'll get the idea once we do. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, here we are. So we're up near the pig farm now. So as you can see on the map, we've just come down halfway down the map. So we haven't actually gone all the way down yet. So here we have the basically the pig food production. So we'll put in what is it? Barley, corn, and what's the other one? Can't remember. Anyway, the three grains we need for pig food. And then it'll be produced at the end of the silos. This is where we output our liquid manure, solid manure. This is where we load and unload the piggies. Right. So as you can see, there's plenty of grass around here too. There's more than enough grass I found in a bit of a test play to get your silage bunker and all that, your fermenter and all that up and running. So yeah, don't have to worry about too much grass at the moment. And then of course you can always just go in and actually mow the fields, because the reality of it is that animals don't actually use it. Alright, so this is the sheep farm. So this is where the sheep bales will come out. And I believe on this they do get automatically sold as well. I will need to double check that, so I'll check that for the next episode. Loading and unloading the sheep here. Now the feeding, not sure. It may actually be in the field, I'm not 100% sure. Haven't done any animals yet, so we'll learn that as well once we get underway. I think it's probably out there. Right, and there's a tree. Righto. My good friend Reefy will be quite happy that I've done that. So yeah, there you go, Reefy, that was for you. Alright, so I'll continue on down south till we get to the cows. And as you see, stop. Just reverse up. Just so you can see it. I did say previously about them being plenty of water pipes around the map. Here is the water outlet. So you can come in here and you can load up water to any of your tanks or whatever else at any time, and they are scattered all over the map. So there was one up near the sheep, and there's one there for the cows. This here was storage and general crop storage, basically ideally for the animals, but that's what that was there for. Here we have our fermenting silo. Now this will take in your grass and your straw and then produce silage. It will also produce digestate, so the digestate comes out through there. Okay. This here is the TMR production. So this takes your silage, grass and straw and produces your TMR to feed your cows. Cows, in and out point there, a couple of sheds nearby. Our cow shed, so we've got our milking process, our feeding area, straw dump point, we're all through here. Nice and big and smooth, all good, ready to go. And then we come into our biogas. So let's go through this, and I'll just consult the manual to make sure I've got all this right. So just give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. What we have here is, this is our fertilizer reduction. So we input manure over here and we'll have fertilizer come out on the other side. Then down here we can put some of our crops in here. So our wheat, barley, corn, cotton, and we'll get fertilizer out again. Free of charge, don't have to pay for that, obviously, because we're producing it. There's our fuel outlet point. This one over here, across the train lines. So this is the offload point for the trains, or trains, yeah, so output to the trains. And then on this side over here, this is where we offload from our trucks and trailers, obviously. So so trucks input their stuff there, and then take out stuff here, so the output is there. Well, we're going to have a lock up there for a second. Alright, so we'll head back around through here. That's all our big silage bins. Plenty of them there. So down this side here, these two here are fertilizer and seed outputs that you have to purchase. So these ones here on the southern side of the map, well, sorry, eastern side of the map, you will have to pay to take the fertilizer and the seeds. And similarly with the liquid fertilizer here, you have to pay for that as well. So if you fill up from any of those three, you'll be paying for it yourself. Okay. BGA, self-explanatory. Dumping in there. Silage pits over here. I have seen some of the boys on Facebook have basically filled this up well and truly. Momentous job there. Well done. Don't think I'm going to go to that extreme, but anyway. Alright, and what we've got to do now is go over this side. And these, is it these sheds here? These ones over here. So, we have, let me get these right. Potato storage is the first one there. So we have potato storage, sugar beet storage, onion storage, and carrot storage. So dump in our crops there, and obviously you can collect the outputs here through these conveyors. Okay, so that's our animals and storage and BGA section. So now we'll head a bit further down the map, and again I'll come back to you when we've got down to the southern end of our destination. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are down at the chicken shed and the homestead, I suppose, for the want of a better term, or the farm. So all our chickens are in there. This is our home. We were on the veranda earlier. Well, someone was on the veranda earlier, is giving some diatribe. And then we have a nice little lake there. And that field there, number one, is owned by us on the start of the game, so that's one of our fields to start with. Alright, so we've now made it to the southernmost end of the map. Now we're going to head west and see what we can find over here. So again, I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so here we are at the vineyard. So for this particular vineyard, to get this to work, we need to bring two things up here. We need to bring fertilizer and manure. So once we've done that, then the grapes will begin to grow. So if you wanted to, you could put a silo down here, as Ben's put in the manual. You could put a silo down here that holds fertilizer and manure, or you could put the placeable manure pit and you could buy a manure or whatever else you want to do. Or you could just transfer it from the animals, but as you can see, it's a long drive. So to collect the grapes, you've got to drive down here. So either these rows either side of this row here, and they'll load into the trailer. Now, this is only going by what's in the manual and what I've read so far, so I haven't seen it yet, so we'll do it once we get up and running. And then once you've collected them in the trailer, then you can bring them over here and you can either dump the grapes in this area over here, which is where they will then be loaded onto the train. Or, well, that's actually it. That's all you can do because you're already going to be in the trailer. So you either transport them via the truck or trailer, or you dump them over there for the train to collect. Okay. Silos and that here aren't actually performing anything other than just holding the mix and then being used to feed or water or whatever the grapes. All right. So that's it there. So that's our grapes. So we'll continue onward and continue around the farm. So what we'll do now is I'll turn around through there. We're out the southwestern corner of the map. So now we're going to head up the north and see what's up there between fields 16 and 17. Once we've done that, then we'll go to the centre, have a look at the storage area there, and then we'll also go back up to the Viterra storage centre up at town. Alright, so while we're travelling, I'll again be back with you very soon. We'll fast forward this part. Okay, so here we are. We're at our western storage area now. So the first thing we've got as we come past here, our root crop storage again. So that would be carrot, I believe it's carrot, onion, sugar beet, potatoes. Fuel output there. Over here we have our silos again for main crop storage. So main crop storage is in here. So obviously that there is the train fill, which is fine. So we've got the trailer in and out, which we said before. So then out the other side is where we have our fertilizer. So this one here is we input our manure on this side. On the other side we get our fertilizer for free. We've already manufactured that, so we don't pay for anything for that. And this one here we input our wheat, barley, corn, cotton, and the output we get seed for free. So this is our seed production. Okay, so much the same as the other one. Okay, so, and this one here, same as the other storage area, will be for your purchase of fertilizer, seeds and liquid fertilizer, but we have to actually pay for it. It's not a free, you're not producing it. Alright, I think that's about all we have to really cover there. So now we need to move back into the centre of the map and check out the centre map storage, and then we're pretty much done for our tour and our introduction to what we've got. So again, another bit of a drive, and we'll be right back. Okay, apologies, we had a game crash there, so we'll take up where we left off. Anyway, so here we are in the central storage area, and as we're coming in through here, this is our fertilizer, liquid fertilizer and seeds purchase area, as per our other storage areas. We head on down through here. This first one here on the right is our seeder, so that's where we put in our crops, our wheat, barley, corn, cotton, and it will output seeds for us to use at no extra cost to ourselves. This one here is obviously the train unloading point, train loading point. This set of silos over here to our right is the fertilizer, so we put in manure and we get fertilizer out, again at no extra charge to us because it's using our own inputs. We then have our root crop storage with, from left to right, sugar beets, then potato, then onion, and then carrot. I think it is for here, if I read correctly. Alright, over this side, so in here, this section here is for the storage of grains to prepare for the trains. That's basically temporary storage there. It's not permanent storage, it won't be on the PDA. Now Ben, or if anyone else I've misunderstood that, please let me know, but that's how I understand it now. And this one over here is the main storage area. So if you dump crops in here, then it will be in the main storage, which will show on the PDA. Now, as an addition, there has been at least two or three updates to the map XML that Ben has put out. It is on the Facebook page, and that adds things that were inadvertently missed, I'm assuming, from the acceptable crops for that load point there, and some other things have been picked up and fixed and added. So if you haven't already got those map.xmls, then go and get them and add them into the map pack, because you will need to have those. So for instance, previously this section didn't, you weren't able to store cotton, it didn't accept cotton in the storage. That was one of the fixes that was put in. Alright, so that's the central storage area. So now we're going to head back up to the town. I have been remiss in not covering the abattoir thus far, and then we'll cover the Viterra storage section up there, and then that will be it for this video and our introduction, and then the next video we'll get stuck into farming. So again, I'll just do a bit of a fast forward to get up to the town. So I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, we're up at the southern end of the town now, and I just remembered I have actually gone through the Viterra storage area there, so we're not going to go back through that, but I'm going to take us over to the abattoir and have a look at the abattoir and go through that, because I'm pretty sure I didn't cover that in video 1. So we'll quickly do that, and then we'll call it quits for this episode. So I want to get it out because it's been a bit of time that's passed since I did the first episode. And we want to get going on it because I've been having so much fun with it on solo that I think I should be able to share it with everyone. Oh, so we almost take the sign out, and I've missed the turn in there for the abattoir. Is that one up here or not? Yes. Alright, so into the abattoir. Right, so this is how we get our meat and stuff like that, obviously. Alright, so it's a 3-part process effectively. So to get the meat, to process the meat, or to slaughter the animals and get the meat, a 3-part process. So we input the animals for quarantine, we then take the animals out of quarantine, and then we put them in to the factory to be slaughtered and to output our meat. So over here, this is the input for quarantine. So we have to use the trailer that comes in the mod pack, the tile mod pack, the animal transport trailer, to use this mod. So you'll bring your animals over here. Once they've gone through a period of time and they've become quarantined, then they will be available over here. Now there are digital displays somewhere. I don't know where they are. Apparently there's some digital displays somewhere that will rise when they're ready to come out of quarantine. So anyway, you've got, going from right to left, you've got sheep, cow and pig. So this is where they come out of quarantine. So you'll collect them from here, and then from there you'll then bring them over here, drop them into here, and this is where you input, and so this one over here, input over there, so there's the breeder, say how much you've got in there, and then the meat will be output from these 2 output doors here. Okay, then you go off to your McDonald's or whatever else and you sell your meat. Okay, so that's the abattoir. Another bit of interesting gameplay for us to get involved in. Alright, well, that's pretty much it for the map tour. I know there may be 1 or 2 things I've missed, and I sincerely apologise for that. I've certainly tried to cover most of it, if not all of it. But as you can see, it is a huge map. There's a lot of stuff to do, and it's going to keep us very, very busy. So basically, like I said, we'll leave it there, and we'll come back in episode 3, and we'll get started into some farming with a lot of multi-combine, multi-truck, courseplay type stuff, I think, and we'll see how we go, and we'll get some of these factories and production areas up and running. So until next, well, basically, so if you like the episode, please press the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please press the subscribe button, which you'll see come up on the screen shortly. For those of you that are already my subscribers or have already pressed the like button, I give you a very heartfelt thank you. I do appreciate the support, and I appreciate you watching these videos. And for everyone else, well, as I run into a stop sign which is blocked in with concrete, to everyone else, please consider becoming part of my channel and help share the journey as we progress through Broadacres and all our other maps and Let's Plays and all our mod reviews and stuff like that. Anyway, this is Duckzorly at Duckzorly Gaming, and I wish you a good afternoon, evening or night, depending on where you are. And until next time we see you at Duckzorly Gaming, see you later. Bye.